Okay, so we're going to start our look at Kansas's Carry On My Wayward Son. We're looking at the basically intro section. After the vocals are the a cappella vocals, and then we get into the two main rhythms of the entire song is the first things that come in, and then we have an intro solo. So let's start cracking into that. So the first main rhythm is this. All right, so basically it's very simple. We just basically have the 5th fret on the 6th string, then to the 3rd on the 6th, and then back to the 5. And then come over to the 3rd fret on the 5th. Then do the same figure that we did before, the 3 notes on the 6th string. But this time go to the 5th fret on the 5th string. So we have then as your 3rd finger is there at the 5th fret on the 5th string, pick the note and slide up to 7. So you really just hear the slide into 7. You don't hear, you just hear a slide straight into 7. Come over to the 4th string and an upstroke there on the 1st finger at the 5th fret on the 4th string. Then come back down to the 5th string and do this. That's a quick down, up, down with 7, 5, then shift down 3. And that's down, up, down when it comes to picking. So we have, it's a little bit quicker. It's the quickest part of the thing. All right, and then this riff ends like this. I grab this note with my pinky usually. You can do your 3rd finger, but I usually like to do my pinky. 5th fret on the 5th string, and then 3rd fret on the 6th with your 1st finger. Then go back to the 5th on the 5th string, and then down to the 2nd instead of the 3rd on the 6th string. So we have 5, 3, 5, 2. Just going across from the 5th to 6th string each time. So the whole thing. Then it repeats that. All right, now we get to the 2nd main rhythm, which is basically this. All right, it's pretty simple. It's an E power chord down here, which is just the open 6th string along with your 2nd fret on the 5th string together. 2, 0, 2, play together twice. Let that string continue to ring as you shift up the open 6th, and then put your 1st finger bar across the 12th fret on the 3rd and 4th strings, the 2 middle strings. And just pick those 2 strings down here with 2 downstrokes. And then try to put some vibrato on it. It's kind of tough, you gotta push down a little bit hard. It's easier to kind of do it in a downward direction. All right, and then we have this little lick. That is just a hammer on the 6th string from 5 to 7. Then you roll from the 5th fret on the 5th string to the 5th fret on the 4th string. Just roll that little joint there. Come back, so after you did that roll, then straighten your fingertip back up again towards back on its fingertip and not like a kind of collapsed joint from the roll. Basically roll back to the 5th string, pick that note again, and hammer on the 7th fret on the 5th string. So we have this. All right. Then we go back to the 0, 2 again, and then back to the 12s. And this time we do 14 and 12. So you can play the 14 on the 2 middle strings, the 14th frets, on the 3rd and 4th string, and then down to the 12 again. So all together we have this. slow it down just a little bit. All right, and then they play that riff through again, and then we make it to the intro solo. Okay, this solo is relatively, it's got some kind of quick blues licks in it, so let's get into it. It starts with the 2 5s on the 3rd and 4th string on the 2 middle strings with your first finger, just like we did here at the 12th fret. Then that is basically a half step, quick little half step bend on the 3rd finger at the 7th fret on the 3rd string. And then, so just do it once, and then the 5th fret on the 3rd string with some vibrato. So we got. That little lick was 5 to 7, pull off 7 to 5 on the 4th string. And then pull off 7, 6, 5. Then come down to the 3rd fret, pick 3, and then pick 5 on the 5th string. So we have. Then we start this little pull-off figure. First you play your first finger at the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. That starts it up. Then you basically do, it's like 5 or 6 of these pull-offs, which is. So all that is you put your pinky at the 5th fret on the 3rd string, and then you got your first finger here at the 2nd fret already. Pick the 5, pull off to your first finger that's at the 2nd fret, then pull off that string to the open 3rd string. So we got. See how I led into it with that little A, and then you slide up from here to, you kind of grab the 5th string, the 5th fret, I'm sorry, and slide from the 5th fret all the way up to the 19th. Full octave slide. Then we have a little quick little blues lick. And that is basically just a whole step bend at the 19th fret with your 3rd finger on the 3rd string. And then that little roll at the 17th fret across from the 2nd to the 1st string. Very common blues lick. And then pulling off from 20 to 17 on the 2nd string. So we have. Then do that 17, pick 17 on the 1st string and do that pull off at 20 to 17 again. So this is basically twice. So we have this. Then you're going to go to and do pull off 20 to 17 again, but this time on the 1st string. And then play 20 on the 2nd. Come back to the 17th fret on the 1st string. So we have. And then we're going to end this little blues lick section with pull off from 20 to 17 on the 2nd string. Come over to the 3rd string, pick the 19th fret with your 3rd finger once, and then 17th fret with your 1st finger twice. So from the pull off on the 1st string, whole lick. Then we slide into with our 2nd finger to the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and then two 2 quick pull off from 10 to 8 on the second string. Come over and pick that 9 again with your second finger on the third string. Do that 10 to 8 pull off one more time. Then scoot your finger, shift down 1 fret so you can pick the 9th fret with your third finger and then first finger at the 7th fret. So we have shift down to the 5th fret, pick 5 on the third string, hammer on 7th fret, and then play 5 again with some vibrato on it. Then we go back to the second main rhythm again. So when we're doing this part though, we're going to actually add some high bends. Now, hopefully you have a guitar that's got at least 22 frets on it. Mine doesn't, so it's a big pain to get this bend because he's bending to a high E. He's doing a whole step bend at the 22nd fret. My guitar here, kind of a vintage style Fender Strat, only 21 frets. So I've got to do a step and a half bend. But if you have a guitar that is 22 frets, grab the 22nd fret and do that bend there. So we just basically had this. All right, so it's pretty much the opening rhythm close where you just hit the 0-2 and then come up to the 22nd fret on your guitar, third finger or pinky, whatever you want to do, and do a whole step bend. And hold it, and then hit the power chord and do the bend again. All right, and he's going to end this whole beginning section before the verse comes in with a harmonized guitar line. Obviously, you can pretty much only do one of those at a time to make it sound right. If you did them together, it sounds kind of nasty, but I usually do the top line. I'm going to show you both. This is the one that I did on the video. That is just 5th fret on the first string, over to the 5th fret on the second, back to the 5th on the first, and then to 7th fret on the same string. So we got this. Got 7 frets on the first string, and then just 5, 7, 8 on the first string. Some vibrato. So we have that's the top line in the harmonized line. That's what I'm doing in the video. That's usually the one I play. The lower harmony part of that is another guitar doing this. That is 5 on the second string, over to 5 on the third string, back to the 5 on the second. Kind of went along with this one. But then reach up the 8th fret on the second string, down to the 5th on the second, back to the 8th, and then shift up to the 10th fret with your pinky on the second string. So all these notes happen on the second string. So we have second string here, back down to the third string, then all second string. So if you want to record, you can whatever, do it or one you feel comfortable and you think sounds better with whatever backing track you're playing with. All right, so stay tuned for the next video where we start working on the verse.